What's up, guys? Welcome to the fourth episode of Meta Air Riders, where I go over some good combos in Kirby Air Riders for the Air Ride mode. And today we're going to be going over the Rocket Star. I did already have an episode recorded for this, but honestly, I think the commentary wasn't very great, which is why it's taken me so long to upload this episode. But at first I did Noir DDD, but I want to go with Gooey this time, because with Gooey, I'm going to be able to use his extended range on his grab with his tongue, and that's going to give us more boost for the Rocket Star, because if you didn't know, the Rocket Star gives you boosts every time you kill an enemy, so it can work really well with like Chef Kawasaki or Gooey, where you can get enemies from further away. And I did see Dalsy just recently playing the Rocket Star with Taranza, which was interesting because the Rocket Star does have moments where it struggles to get some top speed. So that's a good combo too. There's lots of good combos with a Rocket Star. Rocket Star is one of the best vehicles in the game. But yeah, we'll cut on to the match whenever it happens. We're probably going to play like somewhere between 5 to 7 games, depending on the length of the courses and how much I get to showcase. So let's go. Alright, first game here, Steam Gust Forge, and this is a must-pick track for the Rocket Star. So this should be an easy win for us as long as I don't screw up. I'm already liking this combo because Gooey makes it really easy to control your car with this thing. And it feels really nice. Now we're not going to want to charge there because we're going to come up on this corner really fast, but we are going to want to charge here. And Gooey gets a lot more boost out of this thing than the heavier characters will, so that's good. Unfortunately, I ran into a couple boxes there. You don't want to do that. They do slow you down. We're going to go for the rail here because we are a lighter character and we can reach it. I just barely reached it right there. It's pretty hard to do, but you can do it. Unfortunately, I missed the boost there. You do want to hit that boost. It's pretty hard. It's one of my biggest issues playing this track on Rocket Star, is I just miss that a lot, to be honest. We are going to get rid of Sword here, because we're going to have an easier time getting enemies with Gooey's tongue. But we are going to pick that one up. Unfortunately, it got hit away from us. But you're going to see how much of a lead we take here. It's absolutely insane what the Rocket Star does for you. Now, Needle's pretty good, because it is a little longer than Gooey's tongue, I think. You also want to get all these land boosts as much as you can with the Rocket Star. And always hit as many boost panels as you can. It's going to make you go the fastest. And yeah, the reason I like this combo is just, it's so easy to control. And it's so easy to just boost, and it just does everything you need it to for the Rocket Star. It's really good. And you also aren't like too slow for your top speed. Again, going for the rail here. It's a little easier that time. Hopefully we hit the boost pad this time. You see how I gotta have to hit it at the perfect time right there. It's really difficult to do. But we're going to use our special right here because the rail's coming up. Got a lot of mileage out of that. But yeah, you do want to hit that boost pad in the middle of the track. It's just so hard to hit properly. It's one of the hardest tricks. Unfortunately, I didn't land there. So if you're ever wondering why you boost off of the... when you boost off of the blimps and you don't take off, like, upward, you need to land on every blimp. That's why I fell right there. So make sure you don't do that. But yeah, otherwise, good race, other than the boost and missing the blimp at the end. But pretty solid. I'll probably run that combo in comp on that track. Yeah, I'm really liking this so far. I didn't expect to like Gooey on the rocket this much, but it feels pretty solid. On to the next game. Alright, this course coming up, Celestial Valley. Honestly, the Rocket Star on this track, I don't know how it performs, to be honest. I know it isn't the worst, because you can at least reach the second rail, so you don't get screwed over on the shortcut section. Always want to charge right here, and hit that ramp just to preserve your momentum as much as possible. I think you want to do it right here too. And then you're going to want to fly to the second rail. It's going to be a little difficult, but you do want to get up there. You might want to charge a boost there, but I'm not sure. But you can hit this rail into this other rail, which is going to get you along that section a lot faster. You're going to want a full charge here so you can get to this rail a little bit faster. And then you are going to want to kind of full charge here, because you're going to want to hit this, and then boom, take off right there at the end of the rail, because that rail doesn't charge you, unfortunately. But it does launch you at the end, so it is worth charging right there. Gonna charge again right here, just like last time, hit the ramp so we preserve our momentum. And don't turn for a different rail, just go for the one you're already headed at. And we're gonna try to hit this rail again. Yep. Clean race so far. Pretty much perfectly executed. We are gonna pop our special because there's nowhere else to use it. Actually, you don't want to charge on the second lap because you're just gonna be right at the finish line at the end anyway, so. That is my air conditioner coming on. I will turn that off. But yeah, solid race right there. Pretty clean. Again, enjoying this combo a lot. You could charge, you could boost well. You don't lose too much top speed. It's just really clean and solid all around. Which is funny, because Gooey doesn't work well with a lot of cars in the game. But he pairs really well with the Rocket Star, it seems. But yeah, again, this is a re-recording, guys. At first I did Noir DDD on the Rocket Star, but honestly, I don't like Noir DDD's special with the Rocket Star. It just doesn't pair well. And you do have to take a little longer charging, and you don't have any way to, like, get extra boost. So I think this combo is a lot better. And I'm liking it so far. Also, Gooey's just a funny character in general. Alright. On to our third race here. We get Beanstalk Park. A lot of people like rocking on this stage. Me, personally, I'm kind of mixed about it. But it can work. I'm going to charge here so you can get to the rail a little easier. And you're going to want to just float right into the boost pad. Brake pump there. Maybe charge right here. Don't hit the beanstalk, preferably, even though it's really hard to determine whether or not you do that. And you usually don't want to charge right there because it's just going to make hitting that turn more difficult. Stay inward, hit that rail. You might want to charge right there, but I'm not sure. I think we want to charge here. Yeah, that felt pretty solid. I think you do want to charge on that rail. And then we're going to blast off there. Again, charge. Hit the rail. Maybe we want to charge here too. I'll test it out. Yeah, that feels really solid. So I would charge right there too. Unfortunately, we do get abducted. But we're just going to have to play it out the best we can. Probably going to get a top 3 here. You never want to get abducted by the beanstalk, and this is showing you why right now. It just is what it is. But yeah, charge up when you get a little momentum right there, and then boom, right around that corner. So yeah, I'm learning a bit here too, guys. I don't really know too much about the Rocket Star, but it is a fun car to learn. I will say that. But yeah, on some rails you do want to charge up so you go a little faster. I'm hoping I'm showcasing that to you guys a little bit. It's best to do it when you get a little momentum on the rail so you don't lose too much speed. I'm probably going to cut to the 4th race here, because I've already covered a lot of things that I wanted to say. But yeah, thank you guys for watching up to this point. Alright, here we go. 4th race on Siberian Highway. This is another really good Rocket Star stage.
3, 2, 1, start!
We are going to use Gooey's tongue to swallow up one of the running Waddle Dees. And we're going to turn right here. Unfortunately, I get clipped there, but you do want to charge there. Now, the good thing about Siberian Highway is you get a lot of charges automatically. With Gooey, you are going to want to charge there, but with heavier characters, I do not recommend charging there. And if you're on a lighter character, you want to take this path, because it's going to be a little easier for you to turn and handle against those crystals. But if you're a heavy character, you want to take the rail. I think that's a little faster. I'm not sure. Always be sure to angle yourself so you don't get stuck on the wall when you use flash in this section. Now, unfortunately, we are going to go pretty slow here. But one good thing about the Rocket Star is you can fly a little bit. I did have a bad landing, unfortunately, which kept us from staying on the top path. So make sure you land right when you're up there. Always hit these boosts. Thankfully, we got those, which helped us a bit with flubbing the section earlier. We are still going to want to go on the left path. It's just so much faster, even though our opponent didn't go that way. And then again, launching right here. We don't maintain our speed as much, so again, we're going to want to go right there. And then we're going to use our special early here, because there is going to be a rail coming up, and we're going to be able to want to charge on it with our Rocket Star. And then boom, there we go again. Getting flash again right here, and we're bang going to charge. Charge again. And always angle your flash so you don't run into the wall too badly after your flash. And then again, we're going to try to stay on the top path. It's going to be difficult, but we can do it. The Rocket Star can almost always stay on the top path if you know what you're doing. Almost. And we're going to hit the boost again. Hopefully we can pull ahead, but nope. The Waddle Dee was just a little too far ahead of us, unfortunately. And that is the other really good star on this map, is the Formula Star. A lot of Rocket Star stages are also really good for the Formula Stars, so pretty much all of them except for Steam Ghost Forge are good for the Formula Star as well. So there is that. And also, With Gooey, you're not going to be able to finish your races quite as well, but you're going to be able to do better throughout the race, which kind of makes up for it. So basically, when you're at the end of the race, you should be at a higher placement than you were if you were to use one of the heavier characters with the Rocket Star. But if you were on a heavier character, you would have a much better ending. But yeah, on to the 5th race here. Alright, 5th race here on Mount Amber Falls. This is not a great Rocket Star track. I wish it was, because this is a really cool stage.
3, 2, 1.
But Rocket Star just kind of struggled on this one. But we're going to make the best out of it. And we're kind of seeing Gooey's tongue come to use here, so we can get as many boosts off the enemies as possible. It kind of sucks that like none of those turns at the beginning you don't really want to boost on, but this one here you do, and also this one. And then we're going to brake pump here, we're going to go on the lower path. I'm going to try to get that enemy, but I don't know if you even can, to be honest. And again, it's just really difficult on this map because there's not a lot of places you want to use the Rocket Star boost, except for like on the U-turn section, which even then you can't even preserve your momentum a whole lot. But we are staying in the lead here, so we are going to be able to use our special pretty late. I think we can make it work here. And we are going to hit this little onigiri, so we get a bit of help there. And then I am going to boost here and go for this wheel. Fortunately, I killed the wheel. But yeah, it's just not a great Rocket Star stage. But we did get second. Just try to take advantage of all the enemies you can on that map. That's pretty much the best you can do. Just unfortunately not a great Rocket Star stage. We are going to do a 6th stage because Mount Amber Falls is just really bad for showcasing the Rocket Star. Alright guys, so for our 6th game we did get Nebula Belt and I got 4th place, so I don't really keep that one in the showcase. I was going over how you can like hit people to like get boosts and stuff, which helps you out. But at the end of the day, I just gotta sleep, and you know, I was cooked. I hate Nebula Belt, bro. But yeah, we get another good Rocket Star stage here for our 6th one. So this is probably gonna be our last one. And it's Galactic Nova. And there's a lot of spots on this map where you're gonna get good boosts. Like this first rail is really good. Always go to that second rail so you boost as late as possible. And then you always want to hit one of those rings, but it can be a little tough sometimes if they're not positioned right. Unfortunately, our opponents are getting most of the enemies here, but we do get that one. Now we should be able to get most of the enemies here after we rocket boost, which is going to help us a lot. And boom, we're in the lead. You should almost always be in the lead when you get to this section with the Rocket Star, unless you're against a formula. And you can turn in the air right here. I recommend you do, just to make getting through that section a little bit easier. And you are going to want to turn right here if you don't get a flash ability right there. You do want to charge at that one turn. And then you can charge here, or you can not. It's both pretty much the same right there. I did see somebody charge right here, so I'm going to try it. I do think it's pretty good. I do think you should charge on that turn. And we get wheel here, so we're going to take that path. And I think you want to charge on this U-turn and then just kind of position it the best you can to get into the tunnel. And you want to stay in the lead as much as you can here. Again, hit as many enemies you can with Gooey's tongue. And we are going to get our special at the end here. We're going to wait until we get our rocket boost to pop it, though. And boom. We're going to go so fast right into the end. And that's an easy victory for the Rocket Star on that stage. So yeah, that is the Rocket Star and Gooey. I hope I did a good showcase of showing you why Gooey's tongue can be pretty useful. And just showcasing this combo in general, like where you should turn and charge and what rails you should charge on and all that stuff. It's really fun to use the Rocket Star. I like it a lot. But yeah, like, subscribe, you know, the usual. And I enjoyed remaking this video for you guys. It's a lot better than my previous Rocket Star video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. And just FYI for everyone who's watched this far, it will be Rick on the wheelie bike, and it's a pretty good episode. I can't wait to release it, personally. Probably gonna wait a few days, or maybe several, because Christmas is around the corner. So we'll probably upload it between Christmas and New Year's. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.